Hi everyone, welcome. Let me really quickly send this over to my VIP group. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Today is part of the 12 days of Chalkmas. We are going to do a project that is today's launch. This is a limited time while supplies last, guys, just an FYI. But it's going to be so much fun. Let me share this. Hold on. Today, it'd be helpful if my iPad didn't decide to go backwards here. It's now not wanting to do. There we go. Okay. Today is December 4th, 2023. It's crazy that it's already December, but I'm ready for this year to be over with, to be honest. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this awesome transfer, which is called our Gingerbread Village Firehouse transfer. And we do have the firehouse little village to go with it. So we are going to paint each one of these red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then we're going to go over it with white with all of this. So let's get started, because this is going to be a little bit of a project because we are going to be painting. So I'm going to set the transfer off to the side for just a second. And when you paint with our paste, it is super awesome, really easy to do. So don't feel like you're intimidated by painting with our paste. They work just like an acrylic paint. They're super easy to do, I promise, okay? So when you're painting, and they stand up by themselves, which is super cool as well, and then you can connect them all together. We're going to take them apart and paint them all individual. Now, they are white powder coated, and you can kind of see a little bit of powder on my hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of wipe them off. I just take, like, my hands to do it, or I will grab, like, a paper towel and just wipe it off, just to get that powder coating kind of off there a little bit, the powder part of it. Okay, so super cool. And we're just going to kind of stick them over here. Hey, everyone popping on. Sometimes, guys, I can see comments. Sometimes I can't. Hi, Shawnee. Don't think that I'm ignoring you, because I promise I am not. So we want to do, obviously, our firehouse first. That would be this one, which is going to be done in red, because I think, obviously, that would look the best. And so the color I'm using is cherry, which is part of our En Vogue colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a brush and we're going to get it a little wet. Okay. And we're going to use that to grab some of this paste and paint with it. I am one of those people that does not like the brushstroke look, so I kind of just go all the way down, try and make it as even as possible, but you can do it however you want to do it. Going to take a couple coats probably to cover. Some of them might take a little bit more because it is kind of porous. So you can grab any colors that you want. See, there's some spots right here that are a little bit where the green has come through. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dry this real quick, and then we'll go over it again. Okay? I don't want that line there still while I'm drying. So let's, just a second, guys. I'm going to go back down just because I don't want the lines there. And I know that they will be once we dry it. Now, you can always paint the edges as well. I'm not going to bother because I'm going to put the village together. So it doesn't really bother me. But if you want to, you absolutely can do that. And you're going to know it's dry, because it's going to go from a glossy finish to a matte finish or a chalky finish. And this is the part that's probably going to take the longest, obviously, because you are painting. But you absolutely can paint with our paste. It's super cool. And if you don't have a paste jar, you can do it with paste packets as well. Just pull a little bit out, put it on a paste tray, which I am actually going to pull out one so we can put all of our stuff on it. Okay. Since this is already wet, we're just going to go back over top. Now see, it's starting to clump up a little bit, so I'm just going to do this again. Spritz this little foam brush. And this works the same with any brush. So if it's like a bristled brush, it'll still work the same way. Okay. And I don't want it to be like solid red, but I do want it to be covered. Okay, so I don't really normally keep those brushes. I normally like recycle mine, but we're going to close this one up. And we're going to move on to the next color, which will be orange. So there's two transfers on this that say, one says Firehouse, which is this one, and one says Library. And all the rest of them don't say anything, so they're houses, part of the houses. And what's really cool about these is that you can put them together kind of however you want to put them together. Right now this is at designer price, which is super cool. It's 40% off, so that's really awesome. And we do have paste singles that are still in it that are $1. So lots of cool things. And of course, I will make a cart link how you guys can get all these awesome things that we used here today. Okay, so this is done. So we're going to set it off to the side. Okay, and then we're going to paint this one. We're going to use orange peel. And we are going to grab out another little foam brush. Just kind of getting it a little wet. Just makes it easier to spread. And then we're going to paint this. And the reason I'm doing it kind of like in the rainbow colors is because I was trying to think to myself, what colors can I paint these? I could do these all in brown and make them look like gingerbread, which would be super, super cute as well. Or we could do them colorful, make them pop, make them stand out just a little bit. And that's kind of what I decided. I thought, well, that's kind of cool. That was my theme last year. My whole house was done up in like the rainbow colors. It was really, really pretty. And this year we've gone more traditional. But I like my pops of color. I just do. And when I can change it up in my decor, even better. We're going to get our spritzer out. And see, I'm putting a little bit of this on this brush, but the water that I'm using is distilled, so it will not hurt the paste. So it's in that paste jar a little bit. It's not going to hurt it. Just so you all know. I use distilled water, and I will put that little tip in there. There's that one spot that just does not want to cover very well. So we are going to have to touch up that one spot. Oops. Side there. It's like a streak right here that just does not, probably wasn't completely dry. That's what usually happens if the underneath isn't completely dry. But like I said, it's super easy, guys, to paint with our paste. And I love that you can still see the wood grain through it, which makes it even better, right? Super cool. Okay, we're just going to dab a little bit here. There we go. Now we're covered. So we're just going to kind of fill in these spots that didn't really get filled in like they should have. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to close up that orange. Put it up here. And then we're going to dry that and then put it off to the side. I probably should be paying attention to the way that these go and make sure that I'm painting the right side. Probably should be paying attention to that, right? I know that this does go to that one. I'm just saying you do want to kind of keep an eye on that. Okay, so I'm going to set this up here. We're going to grab this one. Let's see. So this is an end piece. So we don't want that one as yellow. We're going to do this one yellow. Okay. And we're using Bumblebee, which is a really pretty color. Okay. Grab that out. So if you wanted to do these more like gingerbread, what I would recommend is you get bark and you paint them with bark, and then you go over them either with bright white or you go over them with shimmer frost, because the shimmer frost is going to have a glitter to it. It's going to kind of look like a frosting, but the white is super bright and it's going to kind of look like frosting as well. Those are the two that I would choose if you want it to look like a gingerbread. That's totally up to you. You can paint them all purple or whatever you want to do. We have an array of colors, and what's really great about this is that you could leave them white and just go over them with maybe just like black or red or whatever and make them more traditional colors. That would be super cool as well. So the options honestly are endless. You could do so many different things. All right. Got a little paste jar collection going on right in front of me, but that's okay. They'll go back up on my wall, no problem. When you have a paste jar, just a little tip for you is you want to make sure you stir it up every once in a while because it will dry out. Once it's open, if you need to bring it back, you just spritz some distilled water in there and stir it up until it gets back to its creamy consistency. So the way we've did this is kind of backwards. We've kind of like are going to make it so that the red is at this end, then the orange, then the yellow. So, you know, it depends on how you want to do it. So we're going to do, this is the end, so that's going to be purple. So this one will be green, making sure that it's, okay, it's next. Ooh. My jar is a little bit tight there. That's because there's a little bit of paste jar in it. And that is another thing that you can use your detail tool for. So I do get questions asked quite often, what do you use the detail tool for? And the detail tool is not just for this. It can also help you clean up your jars as well. So I'm going to, again, I'm just going to spritz this. I'm going to show you guys you can use a bristle brush right with that. Okay. Same thing, same consistency. It's just, now this is a Chalk Couture brush. This is part of our artisan tool set, which I will add to the cart link. And if you don't want it, you can always take it out. But I do use other tools as well. I'm just saying that this is what is super cool. And if you're a club member, you get that flat rate shipping as a club member. And our club is super awesome this month. Tomorrow we will be doing club. I absolutely fell in love with December's club. I think it's super awesome. I hope you guys enjoy that one as well. If you want to know more about club, I can put the club link in with the description of this video. And you can look at it and see what you think. Okay, so this is still needing a little bit of water. I don't want it to pull too much. But I want it to cover the areas that need it. Of course, I got a little bit of paste on my fingers, but that's fine, guys. It cleans up with water. So we're kind of doing like the reverse rainbow, I guess you would say. Which kind of makes it even more unique to me, I think. This spot right here, just it pulled a little bit too much off because it wasn't completely dry. So we'll fix that spot. I'm just going to kind of concentrate on that spot. There we go. And then we'll just cover that right up. There we go. So this one, obviously, I'm going to put over here in my water and let that kind of soak in, clean it. I use just a little tiny bit of Dawn dish soap, and it seems to clean it perfectly fine. All right, let's dry that. Let's close up this paste jar. Now, when you go to put another transfer over top of this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wax in between. And I have some wax over here. I'll show you guys how to do that as well. So every day for 12 days, we're going to have these 12 days of Chalkmas. And they're going to be super awesome deals. They said that there will be a few that will be one day only. We haven't had any so far yet, but they will be also limited time and while supplies last. So if somebody grabs them and you didn't get one, I am so sorry, but I'm warning you now. Okay, so this one's going to be the library. So I just want to make sure, okay, I'm doing the right side. I pulled out Colonial Blue for this one. I don't know, that's just like my go-to blue. And I love Colonial Blue. I love blue. Blue is one of my favorite colors. So this one is just super pretty. We have a couple different blue colors. And this month's color of the month is called Bubbly. It is a champagne color. Okay, now I'm noticing that my brush is a little bit too wet. See how it's kind of gliding everything across? That's okay. It'll be fine. We can get it done. Not really worried about it, but we need to make sure that we are filling in these little gaps. It just takes a couple little coats. It's not that big a deal. It really isn't. Okay. So, the color of the month is super pretty. I absolutely love it. Every color of the month that has come out so far has been amazing. They started that in February, and they're just super cool colors. I love them. Dream Car was the first one, and even the Rust one was super, super cool. I didn't know if I was going to like it, and then I used it and fell in love with it. So, don't count them out. That Bubbly is super pretty. This spot right here is really thick, so it's going to take a little bit to dry that spot. I'm noticing. It must have been before the water kind of kicked in. So I want to definitely make sure that this spot is dry before I go over top. but you can see it in the light that it's just kind of a little bit thick. And then this brush needs just a little bit more water. And like I said, it doesn't hurt your paste if you're using distilled water. It doesn't hurt it. It's going to make it super easy to use, super easy to spread. Okay, there's a spot right here that's a little thick, so I'm going to kind of push that brush down just a little bit to smooth that out. This just wants to move everywhere. The other ones were staying pretty still. This one's going to give me problems. There's some little spots that I'm going back over. We will kind of pull that. Okay. Putting that in my water. Wash my hands off here. And clean that all up. We'll dry that. Like this one's going to take a minute to dry. It's going to take it a minute. But that's okay because it's got all of the time to dry when we do all these other ones. Plus, we're letting the quick dry tool hit it for just a minute. There we go. It's like a piece there. See how it's peeling back? Because that was too... Hold on, guys. This is too thick. So what we're going to do, we're going to fix that. I'm going to show you guys how to fix that, okay? I'm just going to kind of wash that off a little bit with the baby wipe. I'm going to tap and grab a small brush. All right. We're going to fix that. There's no such thing as accidents, guys, with crafting, right? There's no emergencies. So I'm just going to fill that in. You can see that I'm filling it in. There's a couple spots that need to be kind of filled in. So I'm just going to kind of do that with this little brush. And the water has already kind of seeped into the paste jar. So it's kind of already really nice and easy to move around. So I don't have to really add any water to this. Okay, so we're gonna go just like this. There we go. Okay. Clean that little brush. I'm just going to let this sit. Okay, we're going to let this sit and dry. Probably be the last one we actually chalk. Now the purple I brought out is berry. That's the purple I brought out. I do have darker purples, but they are no longer available. Or they're a shimmer. And yes, you can paint with our shimmers as well. But I didn't really want to use a shimmer. So, we're just kind of got to go with it, okay? We're going to go with the berry color. I'm going to set this off to the side. Okay, let me wash my fingers. All right. Now we're going to do berry. All right. Ooh, this one might be dried out. Let's see if I can bring that one back. And I'm sure I can. So, I put a little bit of distilled water in there. Ooh, that one's really... This one is really dried out, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this over in my, I have a bin over here that I use these with a blender. And I put lots of water in there and I blend it up. But I'm not going to do that today. So let me grab out a different one off the shelf. This one has never been opened. So it is nice and malleable. Let me see here. Like, oh yeah, that one's really good. And that's the consistency you want. You want it like a sour cream or yogurt consistency. You don't want it to be like, I guess what I would say is like a thick Play-Doh. You don't want it like that, obviously. So, okay, we're going to just kind of mix that all in there. Kind of pull that color. All right. Like I said, you just want to make sure that you're getting into those pores of that wood, because the wood is porous. So it's going to have some spots that are going to be a little bit, take a little bit more of an effort to fill. Like right here and right here and right here. Like all of these spots. I just kind of go over it. All right, let's dry that first layer. This is a fun project too for the kids. The kids love painting, and our paste is non-toxic, so it's super awesome for them to use. I'm seeing it going from its glossy finish to its chalky finish. I got a couple spots that are a little bit thicker. We're going to want to make sure that are dry before we do the second coat. And if you look around in the light, you can kind of see the darker spots. That means it's not completely dry all the way through. So you can just kind of go back over top of that. Have a couple spots right there that aren't filled in. Didn't need a lot. This one covered pretty good. Okay. So we are going to call that one good. We're going to dry it, and then we're going to start with our transfers. All right. Hold on just a second. Let me wash my fingers off. I still have blue on there, I noticed. If I can get it off there, that would be amazing. I noticed earlier today that I was messing with the jars before I went out, and I had paste all over me and didn't even realize it. It was kind of funny. Like, well, you can tell I'm a crafter. I have paint basically all over me. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the firehouse. We'll probably do the orange one live, and then I'll show you guys them finished. So I'm not keeping you forever and a day on here. I know everybody's busy, but you'll get the idea. Maybe we'll do these three. Let these two kind of sit for a minute. Let them dry. Get some dryness to them. Okay. So now I'm going to just toss that. I like to keep my cardboard for those kind of reasons. And we are going to cut this apart. You want to keep your packaging in your backer sheet because it's reusable 8 to 12 times. Sometimes more, but 8 to 12 is what Chalk says. And on the back is all your care information and all your instructions on how to heat set, if you're putting this on a pillow. I saw somebody do it on a window. It was absolutely gorgeous. So just kind of keep that kind of stuff in mind. You can chalk on windows. I have chalk on my Jeep windows right now. It's been raining for the past 3 days. It has not come off. Now, if I go out there and I scrape at it, it's going to come off. But it comes off with just a little bit of water and scraping. All right, so set these all off over here. We're going to do the firehouse first. And there's a little bit of accessories on here too. There's like a wreath and a bow and things like that. If you want to add those to your little house, you absolutely can. We are not going to do that, but you can. So this one is the orange one. And this one's the purple. And this one right here is the green. I can tell by the shapes of the roof lines. Okay, that's the green one. And then this is the firehouse one. And then we have the orange one, the blue one, the yellow one. Okay, I'll cut these off here too. So we don't need those right now. I'm going to set them off to the side. Where's that wreath? Okay, we're going to set that off to the side as well because we don't need them. So we're going to do the firehouse. We're going to do, that's the purple. We're going to do the firehouse, the orange, which looks like a church because it's got a little cross at the top. The yellow and the green. And I'll let the blue and the purple just kind of sit a little bit longer, let them dry completely, and then I will show you guys the finished. That sounds like a plan. Okay, so we are going to wax this because we are going to want to protect this layer. We're going to want to protect our transfer. So I'm going to pull out. That is almost gone, so let's not use that one. There's still some in there, and I definitely could use it, but I'm not going to. Okay, so this is our wax. It smells like crayons, guys. It really is not a strong scent at all. This is our wax applicator. It is the same on both sides. It is basically our fuzzing cloth, okay? The microfiber side. That's why I always use the side with the tag to take the wax off, because then I know which side to use. So I'm just going to take a little bit, and you're just going to kind of dab it in. Okay, anytime you paint a surface, you kind of want to do this. So we're going to rub it across. Try and cover the whole thing if you can. If you need to grab more, you absolutely can. We're going to let that sit for just a second. We're going to move on to the orange one, okay? We're going to do the same exact thing. Now you will buff this back out. Okay. Just a little bit more there. And what it's going to do is it's going to protect the paint underneath. It's also going to protect your transfer so your transfer doesn't stick to that paint or pull that paste up with it. Okay. Now, if you're having a hard time moving the paste or the paint, oh my goodness, the wax around on the paste, I knew I was going to speak properly, you can heat it up. It will work a little bit better if you do that, if it's not moving around for you. And these, I use just a little bit of Dawn dish soap, and I wash them right with my squeegees and everything. Now, you can wash them in the laundry along with our fuzzing cloth, if that's how you want to do it. I don't add fabric softener if I'm going to do it that way. Okay, so now that they've all been done, minus the blue and the purple because they're still drying, I'm not going to put wax on them right yet. We are going to buff that back out. So, of course, like I said, I'm going to use the side with the tag. And it's just going to kind of make sure that it's not got gobs of wax on there. And you'll hit some spots and you'll feel it. And you'll be like, oh, okay, that's going to pull that right back off there. And that's fine. It absolutely can. Okay. So now we're going to pull out our fuzzing cloth. Our fuzzing cloth is double-sided. There's a microfiber side for cleaning and the terry cloth side for fuzzing. I always write on the back what transfer or where it belongs to. This is Firehouse. And I'm going to put top, and I'm going to do a dash mark. And I do that so I know how many uses I'm getting out of it, as well as how it goes back on its backer sheet. Then I know, okay, it's going to go back on this side and not this side, okay? That's just a little tip from me to you. And when you're fuzzing, you want to make sure that you are kind of taking the stickiness away a little bit. Now, if you're using this with ink, you would not fuzz at all because you want it to be extremely sticky, okay? And the more silk screen you have, the less fuzzing you will need to do. Okay. You can do this on your jeans or a shirt as well. But if you have pets, I'm going to warn you, you might want to be careful because you don't want to get their hair all over. Okay, so this is going to go right on over top. You just want to make sure you're lining it up. Going to give it a little bit of an edge. Oh, that's not, it's more on one side than it is the other. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this here. Okay, so we're going to go this way with it. It does take a little finagling. There is a little tip that I can give you. If you have a light pad, you absolutely can put that on underneath and it'll shine up enough that you can see it a little bit better, but we're going to just eyeball it. We're using bright white. We're just going to go right over top of all of this with the bright white. Okay, and then you want to just pull it all through that silk screen. You want to make sure that whole silk screen is covered. And you just want to make sure there's no streaks through it. It doesn't take a lot of paste to cover. I promise you that. It does not. Okay, so we're going to pull that off. I'm going to slowly pull this off. Stick that on the table here. Wash your hands off. That is super cute. I'm loving it. Super cute color. Enough of that red, obviously, to make it pop. I will show you guys in just a second. Okay. All right. And there is the firehouse. See how it could look like a gingerbread if you painted it brown? Or you could do like classic black and white. You could do whatever you want to do. That's the great thing about chalk, is you make it unique to you, okay? That's how I always tell people to do it. Make it unique to you. I love seeing how everybody kind of puts their own spin on things. So if you would love to share your chalk projects, you absolutely can do that. I love that. And you can join the VIP group and really share it over there and have a lot of people, you know, see it and get inspired. It's super cool. Or if you just want to share it on your social media pages, just tag me in it so that it shows up. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, this is definitely a church. It's got like a church kind of door. It's got the little cross at the top. So it's definitely a church. Which I love that. That's super cute. Just want to make sure you're centering. All right. I'm going over top of that with our bright white. It's kind of how we're tying it all in together. I mean, you guys can see I'm not even using that much paste at all. And it's covering everything up. So it's super, super cute. I don't know why it's sliding on me there. Let's get that. Pull all of that extra off. there is the church. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. And these would be super cute on a mantle, but you could also do these without the background if you didn't want to do these surfaces. You could put them on a board and make a sign or a village. You could put them on a window and make a village like that. There's so many possibilities, guys. Really, it's your imagination. Let it run wild. Create awesome decor pieces that are unique. I always tell people, it's kind of like a recipe. A recipe is just a guide. You can change it up and make it unique to you. Add ingredients that you want. Let's see. Oh, this is a bakery. So I didn't even notice I had bakery on it. Super cute. So I'm just going to call this House 1. House 1. Because the purple one I'm pretty sure is also a house, because the blue one is a library. So and my tip and trick for you, if you're using a brand new fuzzing cloth, go over it a couple times with a lint roller, because there's going to be pieces that are going to come off, and it makes it a little bit easier for you to use it pretty quickly and not have to pull fuzz off your transfers. It's just a little tip. All right. Okay, here we go. The purple and the blue are starting to dry really well, those thicker spots, and I'll probably hit them again with my quick dry tool before I chalk it, but I will show you guys the finished project in a post separate from this one, and then you guys can see the finished project. I'm going to kind of pull it like that, just because I don't want to, I could grab it like this and pull. You never want to pull from one corner or the other. You want to pull from the center as much as possible. This project has been so much fun. And there's the cute little house. Super cute, right? And then we'll do the bakery, and then I'll let you guys go. All right, bakery. House did I write right? My marker didn't write. All right. Now I'll take my transfers over and I'll wash them as soon as I'm done. So it's super easy to wash your transfers as well. Just a little bit of water, a board eraser, and a little bit of elbow grease. You want to be kind of careful because it is silk screen. You don't want to tear that up. But my my tip to you is to use the side of the board eraser. So like the edge, like right here on the board eraser, works really great to get into those little spots. And you use the same board eraser when you do ink or paste. This one's a little bit more difficult to see the edge. So that's where that light would have come into play. But we got it. We got it covered. All right. I just love the details. That's super cute. And it's got that little tiny cake in the window. How adorable is that? All right, washing my hands up. All right. I am going to close this paste jar. I know I have the other ones to do, but I can just grab out some more. It's not a big deal. And we are going to dry this. I'm going to lift this up so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Okay, so there is the cute little bakery. Super cute, right? And you guys can change this up however you want. You can put your colors, whatever colors you guys want. I will put a cart link on everything we used here today. You can add to or take away from the cart link. These are in the 12 days of Chalkmas, so they are 40% off. You get them at designer cost, which is super awesome. If you are a club member, you get that special flat rate shipping. And you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you all here tomorrow for another awesome Chalk Couture project. Talk to you all later. Bye, guys.